This is where it all started, but how did we get there? Welcome to this episode of my Composer Devlog, where I'm documenting the journey of writing music for Halve. In today's episode, I want to tell you how I met the team of Moonleaf Studio, share some thoughts about finding work as a game composer that have worked for me, as well as introduce you to the game. After my first experience in games, I started going to game conferences to meet more people in the industry. These are not all from game conferences, by the way. One of the very first I attended was DevGam in Vilnius, Lithuania. I was invited to speak on a panel called Same Game, Different Music, where a couple of composers wrote a piece of music for the same gameplay clip. Conferences like this always have an area where they are showcasing games that are being made. Now there was this one game that I really liked the visuals and the core concept of from the get-go, and that I really enjoyed playing as well, and that game was Halve.
We wanted to simply to gather some feedback from people, and we somehow managed to grab your attention so that you came to try out the game.
I can hear you asking, who is this beautiful man? Let's ask him to introduce himself.
I'm Aridas. I'm one of the founders of Moonleaf Studio. We are basically a small indie studio here in Lithuania. We are actually working on a cool little platformer. That's one of our most ambitious projects yet.
During the conference, I returned a couple of times to ask them how their conference was going, to finish my playthrough, which was very hard at the time, as well as just being generally interested and excited about the game and its development.
Somehow ended up talking a lot about the game, about its future plans, and we saw that we are actually relating to each other. We also mentioned that we are actually searching for a composer for the game. That was like a good timing because you are a good composer, and so that's how we came to that conclusion that we want to try offering you an option to try working on the game.
We're outside again. Now he brings up an interesting point. That's also something that I've learned while going through conferences like this. I used to go to events, and that's also why I have so many lanyards, where I was always thinking every conversation that I had need to be strategic in a way. Every time I would talk to someone or want to speak to someone on the floor, I would think, oh, they have to get me a job in one way or another. And this only led to one thing, which was me feeling miserable and it not leading to any work. So a couple of years ago, I completely let go of this concept. And now when I go to an event like this, I always have in mind that I want to make friends, be excited about the games that people are making, and just being the excited gamer that I am. And funnily enough, this has led to more work than ever before. And I know it's not in everyone's means or capabilities to go to events like this, especially international ones. You can start small by looking at local game dev meetups in your area and see just who is there, and make some friends and make your first contacts in the industry. Now events like this do help because they're a great way to get a touch of what a person is really like instead of sending over a demo reel with an email. Aridas mentioned that we related to each other and there was a connection, and I feel that's really important, and in-person meetings do really help with making those connections.
Like the most important thing for us to see in a composer was to see if we could communicate casually with that person, if we can just chat not only about the music but about the game or just life overall. We are a very small team, there's just a handful of us. We are actually communicating very closely with each other. So I guess it's very important to keep that cozy vibe going on with other people that we are working with as well.
Now that you've gotten to know Aridas, let's ask him to introduce some of the core concepts of Halve.
The main idea was to be constantly moving two characters at the same time by using the same movement keys.
And over a course of a year-long development, the game has changed quite a lot.
The game will have fully fledged narrative and story behind it, which should elevate the whole experience to the next level. The core concept is that there was a single powerful spirit, which was mystically split into two parts. You, as a player, will have to help these lost spirits find their way in a vast fantasy land through different chapters and environments, where every chapter will have its own story to tell.
We're now a year after this initial first meeting, and while we worked on the demo a year ago right after the conference, we have now started the full development of Halve. And in the following weeks, I'll be taking you with me in the development and the music development as well, bringing you up to speed with the work we've already done, as well as taking you along for the stuff that we're doing along the way. In the next episode, we'll be going over the music concept and researching phase that we went through when we developed our initial music ideas for the game. Thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to wishlist Halve on Steam and join our Discord, links in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.